And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Grade A Power Plays on the Grade A Fantasy channel. Hope everybody's having a swell day. Let's go back into a quick review. Hey man, that fantasy, I played hockey last night, fantasy and sportsbook wise. Sportsbook was definitely more profitable. It just didn't fully work out for me that way. A lot of my guys that I was heavy on, even on the sportsbook, didn't really blow up the slate when it came to fantasy, so kind of lost most of my entries there. Had a few sniffs here, but a lot of stuff didn't come through. But like I said, I did say that's also a game that you could take a lot of shot on goal props, and a lot of shot on goal props did work for me. As you can see here, I got the over 2.5 for bunting. Grizzly got the assist. I tried this. Third period. I think this was the third period or second period. I forgot what it was. But Raquel didn't get there for over 2.5. No, this is for the whole game, actually. There was some parlays that I had bigger and larger. I figured, shrinking it to a certain form, and that didn't work out. And then, I had that. Celebrini had a lot of misses and stuff like that. Sidney Crosby didn't get there. That sucked as well. But I did get the mini Zetterlund ladder. I got him for 3. There goes the Toffoli ladder for 2.5. There goes Zetterlund starting off at 1.5. And early in the night, and then Granlund and Smith did getting the point for San Jose, so that helped. And Maka, Celebrini, and Toffoli, so that did work out as well. So lucky I comboed it all. LA didn't really do much for me, but LaFerriere and Fiala did combine for a point. So, and then LaFerriere was nice plus money by himself, so I made sure I did that. So stuff like that helped the night salvage the entire night. Sportsbook wise, it was just a fine to good night, but yes, fantasy wise, it didn't really work out. But let's get right into it. Even though there's a decent amount of games, I'm going to do a few mentions and then get into what I really like. First off, when it comes to taking a lot of penalties, yes, they do have a confirmed Dustin Wolf who's better than the Vladar. But when it comes to Washington's offense, power play wise, I do like power play wise. Now, Washington, that top line will get the back line, so if you're probably going to prefer more taking the second line, which has Tom Wilson, Protas. But when it comes to this game, the way that they've been taking penalties, they're basically in the top 3 now. You can definitely look at the power play points for Washington. OVS 220 may not be appealing. 240 for Dylan Strome, but who's my favorite guy? Jacob Chikrin, one of the double defensemen, 350. Tom Wilson on that power play, 370. And John Carlson, 400. Those are also options that you can like for that game. Calgary has just totally increased their power play stats. But when it comes to game that I'm personally focused on, Winnipeg at Montreal. This is the second meeting, if I'm not mistaken, between these teams. And it's pretty much Montreal has improved, but they don't have Jakob Dovin starting today. It's most likely going to be Montour. If I'm not mistaken, Montour I think is confirmed already. If I'm not mistaken, I think Montour is confirmed. Some early goalies are confirmed. Montour is confirmed against Hellebuck on the road. So, it's a... like I said, it's still Montreal, but Jakob Dovin has been playing well. So if there's anybody to attack, it's Montembeault. And you basically have a good power play, but when it comes to 81.7%, it's more like a sub 80 with Montembeault at net, to be honest, the way Jakob Dovin has been playing. Montembeault does have an over 3 average, 332 to be exact, and a under 90 save percentage, 89.6. So like I said, 81.7 is more like a sub 80% power play. Plus you got Montreal, who hasn't been taking that many penalties lately, but they are still 6th in the league at 486. You're going against the best power play in the game, 33%. Montreal 6th. So pretty much what you're telling me is, if we're just doing basic math, Montreal gives up 3 penalties, Winnipeg is guaranteed to score on one of them. And I already put in these bets already. There it goes. You could basically put in Connor, because he's plus 270, just to guarantee you a return back. Putting down 10 is like 370 or whatever the case is. But I do have Ehlers here, who has been... I put pretty much all the best props. I might add Connor later just for the hell of it. But Ehlers plus 470, Shifley plus 300, Velarde and Morrissey, the power play quarterback, plus 420. They're going to get opportunities. But basically, by the math, if you're looking at 33%, if they give up 3 or 4, Winnipeg should at least get 1. It's the best power play. A third of the time, Winnipeg is going to score. It's just a case of which 3, in most cases, are going to, connect. But if you want to add the entire 5, just to make sure you cover your base, because typically if you select the entire power play unit, once a power play happens 3 out of 5. It's Montreal also. They take bad penalties, so you can still get multiple power play opportunities. You can get everybody here cashed. But definitely that's my favorite power play opportunity of the day. As we keep going here, once again, we're going to focus on the late night hammer. And what do I like here? Anaheim at the Kraken. And let's take a look. Why? Because these two teams have faced each other 3 times already. 2 times already. This is the last time they're playing. This is the last time they're playing each other. Both games basically just around American Thanksgiving. Kraken took the first one 3-2. Ducks took the second one 5-2. That was on the road. This last game is at Seattle. But you know me, it's Anaheim. What are we doing today? The man on the cover. We have Brandon Montour. And also, Vince Dunn is an option. But Brandon Montour is the main guy. I already have him laddered. Let's see what the base props is. They have Vince Dunn at 1.5, but it's all the way at 200. It's basically at 200. If you could get Vince Dunn, what's Vince Dunn for? That's already the same thing. So Vince Dunn for 3 shots is plus 158. In the 2 games, though, our featured defenseman, which is Brandon Montour, in the first game, Brandon Montour's stats goes as follows. He did score a goal, 3 shots, 4 missed shots, and a block. So with the generation, we're definitely, without a doubt, going to take Brandon Montour for a point. Brandon Montour for a point. He doesn't have to have an assist because he does run the second power play. Just a basic point because Brandon Montour shoots and can pass, plus 146. I already have that down as well. But in the second game, that was at home earlier this year. That game, he ended up with 6 shots on goal, 5 misses. So that's why I already have the ladder set up for Brandon Montour. Brandon Montour for a point. I already got some stuff for later. I started off with the McTavish point. The reason why I have the McTavish point there for that this Anaheim-Seattle game, stupidly, FanDuel does not have any of his line mates. I put him up there because lately McTavish has been scoring on the power play. So he's also a power play option. But when it comes to the 5-on-5 option, Cutter Gauthier and Robbie Fabry are not there. So McTavish plus 114 by himself can't get there with his line mates. He'll play the lower line matchups of Seattle. So I like that option right there. But yes, Montour, the ladder goes up to 5, 490. Montour for 4 plus 220. And then, like I said, basically 2.5 is just over 114, which is what I love. And then there's a lot of combinations. But FanDuel, I'm hoping they add a couple of people because some of the people are a bit weird and missing. If I'm not mistaken, the only thing that's 5-on-5 without a power play correlation that Seattle has correct, I think, is Matty Beniers and Jaden Schwartz. Everybody else is kind of like all spread out. Shane Wright doesn't have like Tolvanen. There's Burakovsky's here, but there's no Chandler Stevenson, but yet they got Chandler Stevenson for power play points. So right now, all the correlation is pretty much going with Anaheim. And like I said, there's still a lot of good plus money stuff. I'm still going to continue going to stuff like Strome and Vetrano. They got Vetrano plus 100. That's good enough to take a point by itself. Him and Strome are plus 232. Strome is the center of that line, and they correlate on the power play. So Strome and Terry, plus 178. When you go Vetrano and Terry, plus 179. And then other combinations that they do have low. Some of these lower lines are doing well. So instead of just ignoring it, I'm going to spread the love a little bit. Plus they're great money, plus line singles. Trevor Zegras, plus 128. You combine him with Leo Carlson, plus 176. Both of them are fine for a single point and parlay. They come out to 351. And like I said, McTavish by himself, plus 114. because he doesn't have his line mates. So then, hey, they gave Leo Carlson all his line mates. So Trevor Zegras, if you take out Zegras, and then you put in Alex Killorn plus 138. Killorn is plus 138 by himself, so that would come out to 328. So I mean, most of the correlation, there's a lot of good money making things. So if anything, take some Seattle power play points is what I'm doing in case I can't correlate certain people. Let's take a look at the power plays. And then, like I said, Vince Dunn, the power play quarterback for power play 1. And like I said, Seattle's one of those teams that evenly distributes. So, but Vince Dunn does have he does help produce a decent power play. It's their penalty kill that sucks, so that's why Anaheim is good. But Vince Dunn, Chandler Stevenson, Bjorkstrand 370, you got McCann plus 370, and then literally Anaheim power play 1. The lowest odds is 470. You have to take a chance on this. 470 for Terry, 550 for Strome, 600 for McTavish, 600 for Vetrano, 600 for Jackson Lancome. You have to take a chance on these. You just have to. Most importantly, why should you? Seattle doesn't give up a lot, but there's a tendency of these teams that are in the bottom 4, bottom 5. Seattle's like 29th or 28th in the entire league. 320 minutes, 77% penalty kill. And what's the thing that's going to make you smirk? Joey Decord played last night, so we're getting Grubauer tonight, more than likely. Not confirmed, but they literally played last night. They're not going to play Decord back-to-back. And then 415, a 74.1 power play percentage. That's why I definitely like Vince Dunn to get a power play point here. That is what I have for you today. Good luck tonight. So we're looking to attack the power play because there's a lot of power play value in the last game. Like I said, out of everybody that's listed, the lowest is 290. Even Winnipeg is priced decently at Montreal. I am surprised that people like Connor, Scheifele, and Velarde all weren't under significantly like 370. I thought two of them would at least be under 250, but no. Connor, Scheifele, Ehlers at 470 is just worth the risk because he's been getting it on the power plays lately. Lately, I used to just stick with the power play 1, the Winnipeg 1 correlation, but it's just been working out. So that's why I have all these guys here. But more than likely, for the hell of it, you might as well just put in Connor for plus 270. That's not a bad price. I would think Connor would definitely be close to more of like a plus 210 or maybe in the plus 100s or something like that. But against Montreal on the road, six most penalty minutes, decent penalty kill, but it's Montembeault at net. It's worth the shot. And then today's ladder is definitely going to be on Brandon Montour. But Vince Dunn is definitely worth a look. But when it comes to defensemen, the shooter is Montour. Sometimes I don't go all the way up with certain defensemen, but the shooter is Montour, without a doubt. When it comes to the season stats and it comes to shooting, Vince Dunn, I like Vince Dunn because also he runs the power play and he shoots on the power play, so he scores. So Vince Dunn on the season has 68. 67 for Adam Larson. It drops all the way down with Riker Evans, who's the line mate of Brandon Montour. The bottom two below Montour are right around 40. Montour is the main shooter, and why should you feel comfortable about 5? I'd be curious at 6. Brandon Montour has 141 shots. He basically has 70 more than the next guy, which is Vince Dunn, who runs the power play. If you're going to do Vince Dunn, I mean, I wish it was a better price. You could ladder Vince Dunn, but Montour is definitely, it feels like a lock to get the 5. It feels like a lock, it should be at 4. It's just a case, should he get the 5? Because Montour, because of the way the game is going to be played without a shot funnel of Anaheim, is just going to get there by himself. And like I said, in the 2 games that they played earlier this year, yes, we'll put an asterisk because he got more playing time. I do remember around this time, this is when Vince Dunn wasn't around, and that's when they had Riker Evans running power play 1. 3 shots, 4 misses, 6 shots, 5 misses. So 2 games, he has 9 shots on goal. So he averages 4.5 against this team. So it's just a case of, does he get to the 5? Thank you for tuning in once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Grade A Fantasy. Good luck on the power plays tonight. Lots of value tonight on the power plays and in some good spots. Let's get these tonight. Slight minor rebound from last night. Good luck tonight. This is Grade A Fantasy, signing off.